Hey guys, how you doing? Thanks for checking out my 60-second sermon. Today I want to talk to you about an issue that I imagine is near and dear to a lot of your hearts, and that is, how do you figure out what God's will is? Questions like, what should I study in college? What career should I pursue? Who should I marry? And so many others. These questions are huge and significant and will affect the rest of your life, and I imagine a lot of you are probably asking those questions. There's a verse in the Bible that I think has a lot of great stuff to say about this. It's Romans 12:2. Paul says, "Do not be conformed to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will." First, it's don't be conformed to the pattern of this world. The way the world thinks, the way the world acts, all the messages that the world gives us, don't be conformed to that. And here's the trick. Here's the trick about it. If we do nothing, that's just what's going to happen by default. We don't have to try to be conformed. That just automatically happens. Instead, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. How do you renew your mind? We renew our minds by putting God's truth and God's way of thinking into our mind regularly, consistently on a daily basis. That's by being in the Word consistently, being in a small group and talking about God's Word together, being in church and hearing it preached, but more than anything, being in His Word consistently, daily, learning how to study it for ourselves and cultivating that lifestyle where we are consistently putting His truth and His thoughts into our minds, so that then our whole way of thinking is transformed to come more in line with his way of thinking and his truth. And then the promise there is, then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. If we're doing that, if we're putting his truth into our minds on a regular basis, then we can actually be in position to understand his will and make those good, wise decisions based on what he wants us to do. So anyway, I hope that's helpful to you. Have a great day. Bye.